policy. So economic stability and growth, it's important for economic environment and global business growth. Governments try to manage an economic balance, implementation of policies that affect growth, employment and price stability. Level of government involvement varies. Remember, different economic systems. Command economy, government is very involved all the time. Market economy, the government isn't involved that much. You use monetary and fiscal policies to try and maintain economic balance. So the government comes in to adjust the economy if the economy is having trouble. So that's the importance of the government to come in when the economy needs help. Monetary policy, what is it? Control the level of money circulating in the economy. Main goals are usually economic growth, maximum employment, and price stability. Most/all countries have a central bank. In Canada, the Bank of Canada. In the USA, Federal Reserve. Impact of monetary policy changes take time. Forward thinking and forecasting are necessary. Current economic conditions as well as future predictions are considered. How does this work? The Federal Reserve Board. It manages and oversees monetary policy in the US. Bank of Canada manages and oversees monetary policy in Canada. No problem. Both of these entities are responsible for setting interest rates and controlling the money supply in their respective countries and are considered central banks. Other countries may work slightly differently. Make sure to understand the system in any country you are considering expanding your business into. The Federal Reserve, the Fed, how it works. Change interest rates. The Fed is a central bank that loans money to other banks, can raise or lower the rate they charge on loans to other banks. Other banks then adjust their interest they charge on consumer and business loans accordingly. Modify reserve requirements. Reserve requirements refers to the minimum amount the banks should hold in reserves against deposits and bank accounts to ensure it can meet any sudden withdrawals. Buy and sell government securities. Buying and selling government securities increase or decrease the money supply circulating in the economy. Money supply increase or decrease. So to decrease the money supply, this is what they do to decrease the money supply. They raise interest rates. They sell government securities, bonds, treasury bills, etc. They increase reserve requirement to reduce money supply. This reduces economic growth, more unemployment, reduce consumer spending and investment, and ultimately lower inflation. So expansionary policy is when they increase the money supply. That's through lower interest rates, printing money, buying government securities. Reducing the reserve requirements to increase money supply results in increased consumer spending and investment, lower unemployment as business expands, and increased inflation. So that's how they increase the money supply to grow the economy. So Bank of Canada, how does it work? They change interest rates, works much the same way as the Fed. Other factors also determine the commercial bank interest rates. Buy and sell government securities works the same as the way as the Fed. So buying government securities increases the money supply. Selling government securities reduces the money supply. Bank of Canada does not use reserve requirements like the Federal Reserve. Governments can also increase the money supply by printing more money. Not a popular option. Monetary policy in global business, economy, global business. So interest rate goes up, foreign investment, there's more foreign investment that comes in, the value of currency goes up. So a higher interest rate will allow for more foreign investment, and that will increase the value of the dollar. So because there will be more interest to be made in that country, that people will invest more. So this will lead to exports decreasing and imports increasing. So slower inflation. That's what would happen if you raise the interest rate. So I'll put this in the chat here. Fiscal policy, what is it? Fiscal policy equals government programs, spending, and taxation. Government spending outlined in federal budget each year. Unemployment benefits, social assistance programs, e.g. low income supplements. Subsidies and grants for certain industries, such types of business. Public infrastructure, roads, highways, public parks, etc. Taxation, income tax, capital gains tax, sales tax, property tax. Fiscal policy increase or decrease. Contractionary policies decrease spending, increase taxes, results in less consumer income for spending, slower business growth, higher unemployment, ultimately lower inflation. Expansionary policy, increased spending, decreased taxes, results in increased consumer spending, higher business growth, lower unemployment, and increased inflation. Federal budget equals revenue versus spending. Deficit equals spending greater than revenue. can reduce spending, increase taxes to balance. If balance is impossible, the government must borrow money. So if spending is greater than taxes, government must borrow to make the difference. Fiscal policy and global business, government spending can have negative effect on business. People may prefer public services instead of private alternatives. Can also affect price elasticity of products. Restrictions on government purchases plus regular consumer purchases equals more inelastic pricing. Taxation, higher corporate taxes equals more difficult to compete. So if you have higher corporate taxes, the economy will compete less. So we got through this. Now